taken out. You know, looking at Misita, not really the best situation here, given that Kingsmen heroes are quite mobile. They can pretty much fight outside King's Glory. So I think Belleric is pretty decent. It's a very unorthodox pick.
Of course,
not a lot of pick rates coming into all the MPLs across every single region, but it is a viable pick. A hero that fits the requirements that EVOS SG needs, and absolutely tanky. And you know, look at it. If Odia Bambi tries to hit hard onto the Belleric, some of the damage is bound to reflect on either the Harif or the Kufa himself.
This is true. Yeah,
so I think this is a fantastic pick coming in for EVOS SG.
Also, if it's playoffs, man, there's no other time to pull out like an ace in the hole. It might as well be now. You know, EVOS SG, they need a trump card. They need something.
Shock factor.
Yeah, a shock factor. It's like, Kingsmen look at this, what? You know, they're so surprised. Now we are into the land of Dawn. EVOS SG, the first initiative with 3 members in mid, going to be pushing out. A1, A2 has to deal with this now. Azura X is lying in wait. He might just get chanced upon here. Good knock-up, putting the damage down to multiple members, but Azura X bit off more than he can chew. Has to flicker away. SG, they still have the initiative here in the mid side, but Potato's just going to walk away with level 2. He's going to take purple buff.
It looks like it's going to be a very interesting lane composition across the board for both Kingsmen and EVOS. You have this Chang'e against the Harif early game. Chang'e not going to be able to harass the Harif too much. He's going to have a pretty much easy passive laning phase until he gets the Calamity Reaper. Meanwhile, bottom lane, you're going to have a bit more exciting fight between the Paquito and the Esmeralda, both pretty much considered melee. What do you think about this matchup in mid though?
Right now you could see that like JPL is just shadowing him, right? Knowing that they just need to get the lane priority so they can get something done in the jungle. When it comes to clears, I feel like Bruno and Granger are about the same. They're no Yi Sun Shin, right? When it comes to speed and flash farming, so they need to ensure that their jungle is safe and then look for the first rotation with first turtle.
Let's just trying to luck a bit. Azura X going to the tower's res, tries to go for the jump. Oh, they burned the flicker really early into the game, but it looks like neither of these teams really wanted to come into the fight. JPL taking a bit too many shots there. The flame shot comes out from A1, A2, but falls just a little bit short at getting the first blood.
Soul rotates up early. He's just going to hit level 4 here, so he has the knockout punch. If Azura X is not careful, A1, A2, he might just get caught. Oh, look at the damage! And that is first blood for Soul. They're chasing onto a little bit more. Oh dear, Bambi, he's in a lot of trouble. Does not have the dash. It's a double for Soul, the returning veteran. EVOS SG strike first.
Not only does this gain so much momentum for EVOS, but the fact that Kingsmen did not get anything in return means that now EVOS can look to secure the total for themselves.
Love the rotation from Soul. So smart, understanding that I don't need level 4 to walk up. I can get level 3 and 3/4, hit the mid lane, pick up the EXP, and then make a play for my team because I have the first mover's advantage. Turtle, like you said, will be picked up by EVOS SG. Now they have the control, now they have the 600 gold lead. Initiative is again in their pockets. They can make the play here as JPL runs in. Looks for the slow, will only find Azura X.
I was talking about Soul on this Paquito just a minute ago. Both him and the Esmeralda level 4. But look at the difference right now. Soul already about to hit the level 6. Oh dear, Baby coming to the bottom, try to pick up a kill on that Paquito. Might just be enough, goes for the double knockout. Doesn't land onto the Esmeralda and eventually will fall to Oh dear, Baby. A little bit of a small chip there, but look at the top lane.
Good counterplay across the map. Easy pickup for EVOS SG. They send 3 members to ensure they get the cross-map kill. Now, the pressure is on. Azura X needs to be careful here. JPL is running him down. They don't really have the control, even though JPL does have the Wrath of Dryad. He's using the bouncing ball. Azura X cannot be controlled. He's going to be walking away. Good timing on the rotation. 4 members strong. Top side. Top tier 1, not long for this world if EVOS have their way with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Kingsmen know they can't defend the tier 1, and this is the good thing about Kingsmen. They're still a very experienced side, but so now in a little bit of trouble once again. He's not having a good mid-game. Kingsmen, they kind of identify him as a threat. Every single time he pops up in lane, they're looking to bring him down.
Thinking about this though, if the pressure is on Soul, that frees up Potato to make a lot of plays across the map. Pokemon as well is starting to scale up. That Meteor Shower is actually going to hurt when second turtle comes up. Well, look at the items as they appear, but EVOS losing the tank is not the worst thing in the world. Kingsmen, at least they find some reprieve. They get consolation prizes across the map, and that's good for them to allow Bambi to get up and activate it too.
Yep, the first power spike coming in for Pokemon, picking up his Ice Cream 1. I'm pretty sure the Necklace of Durons is going to be the next one, thinking,
for sure.
Yeah, you have an Esmeralda, you have a Kagura, you have a Harif, without a doubt, an NOD is a must.
And similar to the side of Kingsmen, you probably do need the NOD against the Estes, so it's going to be a staple item for both teams here as the goal lead hasn't really grown. Kingsmen, they're still holding strong tempo-wise. They're looking to rotate down to the bot lane. Look at Pokemon. Multiple members on the Kingsman side possibly wanting to dive him, but EVOS recognize this. They make the rotation down, make sure that Chang'e is safe.
While they're committing to this bottom turtle part, look at Paquito. It's already pushed up to the tier 2. He's going to rejoin onto the fight. Can Chu bring enough damage? And here comes the Meteor Shower just to clear away the bottom wave. But this means that no Meteor Shower for the next 30 seconds. Kagura, Yang overturn, comes into the side. They catch JPL. Is it enough? Oh dear, baby coming in from the backside of the Death Sonata will bring down the first kill. Azura X going to trade his life for it. And now Lune coming in. Oh, it's not enough. So with the double knockup, instantly brings the Harif down. And now EVOS. Whoa, what a fight.
2 for 1 actually. Insane flank coming from Seoul. The macro play there for EVOS, I'm not sure if you realized, they understood, okay, we just need to push top tier 1 out and then use the Meteor Shower to buy time. We don't have to commit to the fight with Meteor Shower. As long as Seoul is able to get a flank, the damage is there. It's equal to Meteor Shower. So the map play now extends their goal lead to 1.5. They probably pick up more here. Azura X has to be careful jumping in from Seoul. He's looking for the knockup, uses the bouncing ball to get away. Who is sitting on the backline, has the falling star moon, but no, it's too late. The turtle has been picked up by EVOS SG. They act fast, they step their fingers, and now they're moving towards the bot side too. Chu has to be careful here, has the ultimate to get away, but probably doesn't want to overstay.
Yeah, I love that rotation coming from EVOS, immediately winning the fight, recognizing they were all too low, but now Chu, like you said, overstaying his welcome, instantly gets taken out. Not only will they get this tier 1, they might even catch Odia Bambi out of position, but immediately Azura X come to the bot side. But what's happened at the top? Harif as well as Kagura did manage to pick out the Paquito once again.
Excuse the pun, but this is like a boxing match, right? A 1-for-1 trade, bot side, top side, both teams are just trading equally, and this is what you love to see from these high-tier teams. If you take my bot side, I'm just going to pressure top. We're always going to be trading resources. And at this point, what happens is both teams are artificially pushed forward in terms of economy. A lot of the carries pick up a lot of gold from the structures as well as kills. So we're accelerating the mid-game. We're accelerating things like, it's 6 minutes on the clock, 6.5. But in effect, it feels more like, 8 minutes in terms of items.
And we're going to see EVOS actually just apply a slightly more pressure across the map. They managed to take the tier 2 on the bottom side. That's going to unlock the red buff jungle on the side of Kingsmen's side. We might just see a very huge team fight happening in front of our eyes.
1A2 getting bursted down. He has to get out, but JPL, he's the one in trouble. He needs help, but he needs to now. Here comes the Estes. He's still falling very low. Meanwhile, the backline, they immediately destroy A1, A2. Now EVOS grouping up. This is what they do so well. A 5-man death ball. Potatoes charging in. He throws out the flaming football. That's all it's going to be for EVOS. They get the pick, they get out, and now they're looking for the map plays.
If that was a tighter choke point, the around the world coming off of Bruno would have done so much more damage. But Kingsmen, immediately recognizing the fact that they were caught out of position, A1, A2, first where they go down, they don't take the fight, but they leave to see another day, right? You don't necessarily always have to commit to a fight every single time one of your members gets caught out.
I clenched a little bit when A1, A2 walked up. He throws the umbrella out. It's like, okay, I'm going to scout this. I know there's probably going to be someone here. There's no way he overextends for the tier 2 by himself. Bottom side of the map, Seoul is drawing pressure away from Kingsmen. He's able to get out and allow his team to come in for the reinforcements. JPL is looking for it. He actually gets the stun onto the Azura X, and they might be able to finish him off, especially with the Meteor Shower. Another turtle going the way of EVOS SG. JPL with the snap plays, flickers in. Rafa Dryad locks him in place for the team to get the kill.
We talked about the small windows of Spike, and this is where Pokemon and Seoul look so dangerous. Even after dying 3 times, Seoul has the items and the momentum needed to just burst someone down instantly. And that puts Kingsmen in a lot of fear because they can't afford to lose someone like Odia Bambi or even A1, A2 to just face check in the bush. And this is, the small little kind of, I would say, deficits when you have a tank out of the picture. So
you look at Kingsmen's draft, right? They don't have a lot of burst damage apart from like Death Sonata. Or even Lun also, like with Zaman Force, he has to jump in and out. He's gradually chipping people away. The Estes solves so much of that problem. As JPL, he's going to get walked out upon by Azura X. He immediately throws out the ball. He says, I don't want to stick around. EVOS SG, they're pushing out for mid priority. The Lord is going to be spawning in 75 seconds. They want to control the map first. This team is actually really good at doing that, right? I've been watching EVOS so much. They understand, hey, the side wave is frozen at a neutral position. Someone go and farm it, someone go and push it out because in 30 seconds, Kingsman is going to be forced to reply to that wave. That gives us a window to walk into the jungle and make a pick.
That was exactly what happened when we saw Lun forced to go to the top lane to defend that tier 2 turret, and they already lost Azura X in that process as well. So it essentially turns it into a 4v2 situation. And this is what EVOS is just so good at manipulating these waves.
True though, he reads the play well. He's like, if one person is going to go top, I'm going to split the map and play bot. Issue here is EVOS SG still bot tier 2 up, so that is going to allow them to push the wave back. Granted, you lose the gold and EXP there, but it's not a lot of pressure, right? So can just immediately respond and shove it out again. Less than 30 seconds on the clock for Turtle. Kingsmen, they need to control the top half of their jungle. This triangle is super important because if they walk in and they get caught, if they don't have vision, they instantly die. You can see JPL is just threatening because he has the Wrath of Dryad, he has the Flicker too. If they walk into a choke, he engages, EVOS fights. Engage though coming in from Kingsmen, they're looking for Girl, they're looking for JPL, but JPL, he has the Flicker, he has the ultimate. Kingsmen immediately disengage, they know that their choke is too dangerous. You don't want to fight into that crowd control from the Belric.
Excellent bait coming off from Gur as well, sending the Estus forward, but knowing that he has to Purify, dodges the Tyrant's Revenge, so they burned so much on trying to kill this Estus, but they got nothing out of it. Really smart play coming from EVOS SG.
That's a big ultimate down. They don't have that for this next Lord contest, and even Girl without his ultimate is like fine, because your teammates, like we said, are tanky enough. There's no burst on Kingsman's side, you can probably keep them healed up and immediately Girl's out. As I say that, comes back up, Azure X still have a couple of moments more before that's available. EVOS aren't pressing the matter. They're controlling the waves. They're keeping control of this top half of the jungle where Potato starting their Lord now is going to drag it towards the EVOS SG side.
I was just looking around, trying to see if any Kingsmen members will come knocking on the door.
X is actually the one that's going to be walking in and scouting this fight out. They jump in though. EVOS SG, they have to be very careful. Look at the damage. Girl is falling very low, but Azure X is going down too. The meteor shower immediately decimates them as Girl dies, but Potato, he's able to get the revenge for his team. Lord is very low. It's probably going to reset here as EVOS SG chase down. They're looking for, oh dear, Bambi, and oh dear, he's down. The Lord has been reset, but EVOS SG, they know that 3 members of Kingsmen are out. This is a free objective for EVOS SG.
I love how EVOS SG just tore Kingsmen into 2. They split up Kagura as well as Shu down onto the bottom half of the Lord's Pit. You had Odia Baby caught on the top side. We're going to see that immediately on instant replay. Yeah, look at this. You got Loon trying to jump in with the Kagura, right? But there's absolutely no way for A1, A2 to jump into the midst of it. Chu's cut off to the bottom. You got Odia Baby isolated on the top side. They've got no damage whatsoever to sustain through this fight because of the Moonwell's blessing. They only pick up Go, and other than that, they can't even fight into the Lord's Pit just because EVOS is so tight-knitted. And that's why the Baloric is such a good fit.
One big thing we saw too was Pokemon was playing Artillery Mage. He's like outside of the fight, throwing Meteor Shower. He's like, okay guys, just sit within this choke, this line of fire. If they fight you, they definitely lose. And EVOS SG, they play around these team fights so well. Kingsmen now, they are down 6k, but they are no means out of this game. Moving up, looking for the orange buff. They have to give this one over as the Falling Star Moon catches Soul out, but there's no follow-up. Shoes out, will be down for a while. At least they get the orange buff for Odia Bambi. Meanwhile, Mirrored on the other side, JPL is like hiding there too. They're taking their turns to play hide and seek on this map. The Lord is going to be pushing up the top side. The inhibitor is the target for EVOS SG. Chu leading the charge. Remember, he has his Falling Star Moon up right now as the Meteor Shower immediately forces them away. They get the inhibitor. Can they get any more? Is the question for EVOS SG now. They will sacrifice the Lord as it pushes in and turn their attention towards the mid inhibitor. Look at the jump coming in from Soul. Look at the damage. And immediately dead is Loon. And oh my goodness, Kingsmen. They don't know what hit him. Now jumping back in, Azure X immediately flees the fight. He's made a horrible decision and messed up. And now Kingsmen, they have to round to the fountain. Another Meteor Shower coming out. EVOS SG, this could be game, Justin.
Yeah, it might just be game here in a 4v3 or rather 5v3 situation. They're forcing their way through and there's absolutely no way that Kingsmen can defend this. And looks like EVOS SG
jungling and how they can path, right? So this is something I call grok blocking, where you go in, you put the wall down and you stop the buff from being taken, right? You basically reset it and you don't let the Granger take his purple or orange buff.
Yeah, but the threat now would be that EVOS SG has a lot more sustain as well as damage over time compared to Kingsmen. So we're looking at a very bursty lineup for Kingsmen. They're looking to just immediately remove either the front line or someone that's cut off position. And on the other hand, EVOS looking to play that long game. You know, you have this Harif that can scale really well into late game. You have this Granger that does really well, whether it's early, mid, or late game. You have Soul that's available to just go in, pounce on the back line, Chunga's out of position. She's instantly dead. So very two distinct play styles,
Agreed.
Very two different ones.
Different win conditions. Looking at the draft, both teams are playing for their own sets of win conditions. So see how this one plays out. Until the Land of Dawn we go. Second game, and this best of 3 is going to be EVOS SG on the blue side, Kingsmen on the red side. Taking a look at your map right now. In the offlane, we have Paquito going up against Barats, Chang'e versus Harif. Double mages there. Girl is going to be holding his own against A1, A2. And we see Azure X, he's just going to be damaging JPL, forcing him away. The Grok is such a good deterrent here. He's not going into the Grok block, instead he's just holding JPL off.
Yeah, I think the idea here coming in from Azure X is just try to delay as much time for the Roger. We know that Roger's not going to be, scaling too much behind the Granger. In fact, Granger's definitely going to be a bit slower than the Roger there. So I think the importance coming in for the Grok is just to, provide a bit of vision. You have that front line that's a bit tankier. You won't get CC'd by Loi because you have your passive. And yeah, just look at that. Azure X just taking a few jabs at JPL.
I love it. JPL is like, yeah, you can hit me, but I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to find out where you are. Potato and Odia Bambi, they're just matching each other in terms of clears. Of course, the Roger is the one with the drop right now, I believe. Actually, no, they're about even pacing so far. Yep. Azure X coming to push out the mid wave. We have to see the rotation coming as Odia Bambi hits level 4 first. But on Roger, that is a non-issue. Give a big power spike against JPL here in the mid lane. Has to be careful.
Yep, A1, A2 getting caught under very bad rotation coming in. Yin Yang combo does manage to remove the Kagura, and you talked about him. He has to be careful with his positioning because A1, A2 is sort of this pacemaker for Kingsmen. He cannot afford to go down too many times early game.
Oh, against ASO in the top side, nothing really eventful is going to happen. A bit of a wet noodle fight as we called it. Good early kill for EVOS SG. Gives them the tempo, and purely through that, they should be able to secure the turtle and get this massive goal lead. I say massive, it's about 502 minutes in as Azure X comes in, looks for the Grok block, and now he's going to get chased down. Soul is here as well. He has the knockout punch. They might be looking to go for this, forcing the flicker away. Instead, they turn their sights towards the top wave to clear out the EXP and goal. Good temperance being shown by EVOS SG.
Yeah, very good discipline there to just pull off. They know they're not going to get anything more out of the fight. Yeah, maybe a kill, but then you're going to leave your backline overexposed because the Jawhead is just too far away from them. So I like this coming out. But Azura X, playing with fire there. Nice. JPL nearly going for the ejector. But whatever the case, Azura X is going to have the blessing of nature, so he's not going to get tossed either way.
Yeah, I love that about Grok, right? The interaction, as long as you're near to these natural obstacles, it's tough for JPL to find a pick. But A1, A2 though, might not be so lucky. He gets flipped the other way, back to safety. Kingsmen, they know that they can pull the trigger without JPL's ejector. They're going onto the Jawhead, very low on health. And it's pulled back by the Yin Yang overturn, and that's the kill for the Grok. Meanwhile, the backline here comes Soul. He's looking for the damage still. Has to back off. He knows that ASO is here to put the return pressure back on him. So Kingsmen, they strike back. They narrow down the goal deficit to slightly less than 200, and they are still in this game. Like they were never out of it, but they're holding and they're making a good case for themselves.
Yeah, so kind of missed the punch there onto Azura X. If not, I think he might have picked up the kill with the Grok, but it's not the biggest of loss. Like even if you get the kill, it's on the Grok. He's a tank, and you know that the Grok's not going to provide too much late game as well. He's just there to scale well with the early game, provide vision. Kind of a natural NTCC here. But ASO coming in, Daytona's welcome against the wall. Do they have enough damage? Odia Bambi goes in for the strike, and yes, they do finally pick up a Soul. And wow, it really feels like Soul has a target on the back.
He does. Zaman Force comes out from Pokemon. The cross-map play being made by EVOS SG. They're chasing in. There's your damage from the Rhapsody, and that is a kill onto A1, A2. There's still a couple of seconds left on this turtle as JPL is still hunting with the Unstoppable Force and the ejector. He sees Lun here. Be able to back off, but the bot tier 1 is under pressure, and so is the top tier 1. A cross-map play again. It's similar to game 1, Justin. We expect this from Kingsmen and Evo.
This is deja vu. We saw this happening, like you said, the hyper carry of Kingsmen pushing over onto the bottom lane the previous game, and then you had EVOS actually doing similarly onto the top side. But this time around, hopefully Kingsmen will be looking for different results. Both teams sticking very close to the turtle here.
I like this so much. They pull the turtle down and they get it eventually. Now the fight. Oh, look at the control. Look at the damage on A1, A2. So he needs to get out. He needs help, and his team is going to be there to back him up. They get the objective, they don't overchase for the fight. The discipline there for EVOS SG, knowing that they didn't have the Harif around. Small pause comes in, but EVOS SG, you could see that the goal lead is more or less still the same there. In terms of structures though, it's 1-1 apiece, EVOS SG and Kingsmen, as we saw the turtle just being taken by the EVOS SG side. Things go back to status quo. Everyone's just farming the side lanes until the next objective comes up, and that is going to be in slightly less than a minute, slightly more than a minute, excuse me.
But Kingsmen here, like I said, I feel like they're doing a little bit better compared to the first game, right? You look into net worth, matching it, even with the turtle being taken, they're not too far behind. 500 gold, that's negligible.
Kingsmen with the substitution, bringing ASO in instead of Chu, they're holding on, they're more stable, like you said. A1, A2 has to be careful. JPL has the Unstoppable Force. In the middle of 3 members now, JPL does not want to be here. In fact, he's just going to back off. Has the cover of Pokemon and Potato, so he knows he's not in danger. Soul is still keeping pressure. Bot tier 1 already going down means that he just pushes this and gets access into his opponent's bottom half of the jungle.
Just looking at Azura X at the bottom right of the screen, he has a very unique way of holding the mobile phone.
Yeah.
He's holding it like he's playing like an FPS game. But yep, there we go, a little bit small habits coming in from the players. Kingsmen now going onto mid lane. Azura X taking a lot of damage from the Rasputin, but is that enough? Death Sonata landing onto A1, A2. Azura X gets a little bit of an out of jail free card, but meanwhile top lane Harif as well as Jawhead sticking onto Loon. The ejector will do the trick, and now Loon running for his life, but he can only run so far on this jungle. He's immediately taken out, and now coming to turtle speed, A1, A2 nearly caught out as well.
Like we said, EVOS, they're the ones that are, they have the agency, they're always forcing fights. Azura X doesn't have the flicker, will be able to get out, but they forced onto Azura X first in the mid side, and then towards the top half, they get the kill onto Loon. Gonna be dead through the spawn of this turtle. Eventually will come back up, but still it's a man advantage right here, right now for EVOS SG, especially because Odia, Bambi and ASO are on the bottom side. So the cross map play, they say we can't fight you at this moment. We will take bot tier 1. Please by all means take the turtle. We don't want to contest.
The slight pressure coming in from Azura X, so that Jawhead has to let go of the red buff, but it doesn't matter because EVOS SG, they know what's the next objective, and that was going to be the turtle either ways. More than a minute, you said, instantly taken down.
Bambi is in trouble. A lot of EVOS SG are here. They're looking for the kills. Bambi, I don't think he's going to get away from this. So, looking for the knockup. Does not have the knockout punch. Meanwhile, on the left side of your battlefield, we have Kingsmen coming in for the reinforcements. The knockup from Azura X. This forces EVOS to scatter. Odia Bambi, he sees a window. He might just go for it. The Yin Yang overturn has been used, and now EVOS, they're low on health bars. The first to fall is going to be Girl, and now they're chasing on a JPO. That's a tanky jaw hit. Kingsman still chasing, looking for the damage, looking to finish off the support, and JPL, he's just going to turn around, sacrifice himself. EVOS, they need to get out, they need to get out now. They can't stick around. Pokemon getting blocked off by the Grok. The Zaman Force does absolutely nothing. And there you go, the value pick. Kingsman with the agency, they hit back.
Yeah, and we saw it coming from Azura X twice. That the Nature's Barrier has come into play already. The first one over there caught Girl out of position. The Lord had nowhere to run but stick in the brush, and that's where Kingsmen found their prey target there. And that is what's disgusting about the Grok. He's not going to offer a lot in terms of damage and in terms of CC, but just the wall itself, it could be a make it or break it in these huge team fights.
Use it tactically, you split up EVOS SG. That allows Bambi to just go mad on the back line. Good fight coming from EVOS, their best. Good fight coming from Kingsmen, they're besting EVOS SG at their game in these 5-on-5s, understanding that you just have to split them up. They're not as scary as they look. They are bigger than the sum of their parts, but individually EVOS SG can be beaten and broken.
Yep, absolutely. And that's why EVOS SG, they're always roaming as a unit. They're looking for huge team fights, not so much on pickoffs. But speaking of pickoffs, Azura X once again, he's bearing a lot of this damage, and JPL instantly goes in with the unstoppable force. And it does look like Kingsman is going to have to survive for 20 seconds without this Grok.
I love how Pokemon immediately pops the Zaman Force because he knows he needs the siege with the Calamity Reaper, and now his team is coming back in. So he swallows Pokemon up, but has he overextended? The rest of EVOS SG are here. He's buying so much time, he's so tanky. But meanwhile, you can see the top side, they're pushing in. Odia Bambi, he wants the inhibitor, but he will not get it. It's a trade, a 1-4-0 as the Lord has spawned. EVOS SG, they'll make their move over. Bambi with the desperation. I say desperation, it's just really good cross-match.
Yeah, not only that, EVOS SG once again always finding themselves in a 5v4 situation. They're doing really well now. They can try to take control. JPL forced to use the unstoppable force, but they're not really landing on the units that they want. Now A1, A2 will have to back up. The meteor shower will come up for Loon, and JPL is dropping really low, but the rotation will buy him a ticket out. Meanwhile, Pokemon goes in on the back with the Zaman Force. The Chrono Dash as well to drag the kill onto Loon, and now Azura X might be the next one to fall. One more hit should do the trick, but he gets out with his ultimate.
Yeah, at least they get Loon on the way out, but still the pressure is on. EVOS SG back towards the wall. Kingsmen, they're making these map plays that force EVOS into unfavorable trades. Sure, you get the kill on the ASO, but your top is just getting shoved in. Oh, the Lord is open, we'll trade one for that, and you don't get anything. Here comes the diversion, though. They're looking for this JPL and Girl. They go in onto Odia Bambi. Oh no! Can they get the kill? No, the ejector pulls him up, and they knocked him down. Lord is open for the second time in a minute as a diversion coming from EVOS SG is insane.
And this time around, it's not just any member like a Grok, it is MLBB. So they're lacking a lot of this burst that they initially had. And talking about burst, look at that, A1, A2 at the top side, instantly gets bursted down by Pokemon. Oh no, he's taking a lot of damage for the meteor shower. Hasn't really gotten the job done though. Now Aso trying to stick around as long as he can. Azura X will throw the wall and immediately gets out of trouble. And now So using the double knockup. Barats might be the next one to fall. And Grok, oh, he wants to go for the steal. And Barats will fall. No, it's secured by EVOS SG. And they might pick up a double kill for themselves as well. Aso, look at that. So going for more. It's going to be a triple kill. Him just might. One more hit. A1, A2 gets some trouble with that umbrella open. And oh my goodness, EVOS SG.
They outfight that. They make the macro play onto MLBB. He didn't even know what hit him. They came up behind and just knocked him down. And now Kingsmen back towards the wall. There is your block though coming in. So it's going to be a small delay on that push. Eventually, EVOS SG should be able to get destructed. Should be able to back off. Unless So overextends here. Nah, he understands. He's mobile. He's able to get out. But geez Louise, Kingsmen, they made EVOS SG sweat for their lord.
Yeah, So just going in for the 1-2, jumps onto the back line, diverts a lot of attention away from these huge team fights. And it all started because Pokemon managed to catch Loon out of position. Speaking out of position, So might have just overstayed for so long. But look at how tanky this Paquito is. JPL goes for the injector, catches MLBB. The rotation comes in. It's going to be a 4-man stun. And now Potato running out of Riot. You got Pokemon just jumping around with this Chrono Dashes. They get one more kill on the board. It's going to be a 4v3, but they have the lot on their side. EVOS SG trying to end the game right here, right now. 20 more seconds. Can Kingsmen hold on to this? They don't want to fall to the lower bracket. The rotation once again catches out. So comes in from backline, pushes him out of position, and it's going to be a team wipeout. EVOS SG, the 2-0 dream is complete.
We'll see you in the finals, EVOS SG. A quick 2-0 against Kingsmen in indomitable fashion. Pokemon is definitely happy about that. And old man